Hello everyone. So today we are going to talk about Docker and how Docker is being used in industry. What is the difference between a Docker and the virtual machine, and what are the important components? We are going to cover all those major topics, and then we'll discuss about the Docker in action rather than theory. So just for the fundamentals, there's a difference between the VM and Docker, and virtualization in machine happened when we could able to carve out different virtual machines using a hypervisor on the infrastructure, and this infrastructure composed of storage, network, and compute. And from those we carve out different virtual machines, and each virtual machine will have its own operating system, and we will install application on that particular operating system. But the downside is, if we have to install another application into the same virtual machine, there could be a possibility that the libraries might be contradicting with each other. To overcome this hurdle, we have the concept of Docker. And in Docker, what we can have within operating system, this Docker runtime environment can be created, and we can have multiple containers, and each container could have their own libraries, which will not interfere with the another application's library. So this is a virtualization in terms of the library, and the best industry standard is to have the Docker installed on the virtual machine, which could able to make a maximum benefit. And generally you'll find the virtual machine have a bigger size, and you could able to make the maximum benefit out of your infrastructure. As an example, within a same infrastructure, same virtual machine, I can have the multiple containers, and one container can run the application, other one can run the Java, a third one can run the C++, and if it requires, they can communicate with each other to exchange data. So all this can be done with the help of Docker. And there could be a possibility like some of the packages libraries might interfere with the another one, and this isolation will help us to avoid that contradiction. So now, to talk about Docker and have a understanding, there are few components which are critical to have the Docker environment working in infrastructure. So one is registries, and which contains all the images in the environment, which can be pulled by a host. And to pull the image, we have a Docker pull command or Docker build command. So what it does, it first checks for image in the local system. If it does find, then fine, it will spin up the container. If it doesn't find, then it fetches the container's image from the registry and copies in the local system. Through that particular system, it spins up another container. Once the task is done of the container, it gets exit and it gets stopped. Then again another container spins up, and all this we are going to discuss in going further. Thank you.